Hi, everyone, and welcome to your last video of the semester. In this video, I just really quickly wanted to go over what the expectations are as we wrap up this semester. So, you're being faced with your final project, and you really have two major options. You have the final project approach versus the final exam approach. So, if you would like to complete a final project, you're going to follow along with this document. If you would prefer to do an in-class exam, what you are going to do is you are going to click on this review, work on that review. You can work on a 3x5 note card to use during the test, and you will test with me in class on Thursday the 2nd or on Friday the 3rd. So if you are a distance learner, you have to choose the option of the final project because you're not coming onto campus for the written exam, and it's not going to be something done online. Now, your final project needs to be turned in by Friday, June 3rd, and no later than 9 a.m. So at 9 a.m., the final project submission will close. The submission window will close. This project is worth 70 points. So if you take the test will be worth 70 points as well. So the very first part, you're going to do a lab reflection. If you click on this link right here, it will bring you to the different labs that we've done throughout this year. So when you go through, you can see that there is actually a link to the lab that we did, the document that you had, and then kind of a summary of what we did in that lab. Okay. And that's going to go through these different experiments that we did. So maybe you remember the M&M balancing lab, or you remember the FET lab that we went through on balancing. What about the hot and cold pack simulation? So pick the lab that you liked the most and pick the lab that was the most challenging. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in the lab that you liked the most, the title of that lab, and in a small paragraph response, you're going to answer three different questions. And the three questions that you're going to answer are going to come from this page right here. So you have questions 1 through 14, and you can choose whichever questions that you want, except for you must answer question number 2. So question number 2 needs to be answered, and then choose 2 additional questions. So if I look at that, what did you like most, or what did you most enjoy during our time doing this lab? And why was it enjoyable? Do you believe other students benefited from this lab in the same way? The next thing is you're going to answer 2 other questions. So you can pick any of these 2 or any of these questions through 14 to answer for the lab that you liked. Then you're going to find one that you found to be the most challenging. You're going to answer question number 3 right here. What did you struggle with during this lab? Why? And what did you do to advocate for and assist yourself in overcoming this or another obstacle? Then finally, I would like for you to answer this prompt. In general, I would have liked to do more or less labs in class because why? Why would you have liked to do more or less labs? Explain your reasoning behind that. And then I'm going to go ahead and grade those responses. Finally, you're going to have your culminating project. And your culminating project, you're going to choose one of these different options. So you can do a chemistry cookbook, you can do science activities at home. Now, these are just examples of science activities. You can make rock candy, you can do red cabbage for pH indicators. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to do a demonstration video of what's the learning that should be taking place. What's the chemistry behind the activity while it's happening? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to explain the chemistry behind the activity while it's happening. Okay. And it says right there, think Bill Nye or Alton Brown. So you started this week looking at an example of Alton Brown going over a cookie recipe or different cookies and how to make them different. And what's the science behind how cookies come out differently from the oven? Another option is a children's book. Make sure that if you sign into Book Creator to do this children's book, you can go ahead and use this invite code right here to do that children's book. So it'll be a digital children's book. If you are in person, you can do a handmade children's book if that works. And then tell me which option did you choose, link to the project document, and then link to your project video. You must have a project video for all of these different assignments. So make sure that you link that here and make sure that it is shared with me. If it's not shared with me, I'm not going to be able to open up the document. If you choose not to do one of these projects, then what you're going to do is on the second or the third, you will be taking your test. If you have not turned in a project by Friday the 3rd, then you will definitely be taking a test in class. If you have any questions, please do me a favor and reach out. Let me know if you need some help. Thank you.